There we are. So what do we get for the first one? It's going to take place in Arabia. We have Magyars for KingstoNe, and Ganji's got Ethiopians. We take a look at the bonuses and stuff for these civilizations, and we'll see that Ethiopians get the pikeman upgrade for free, which is great. Extra resources upon reaching a new age, and I believe that's going to affect them also over here at the start of the game, because that's one of the changes from the latest patch. Besides that, we also have for Ethiopians 18% faster attacking archer units. There we go. A little bit of engagement going in favor of KingstoNe. Not even close over there. Wow, the scout took almost no damage. I think that might have been an optical illusion. I think actually KingstoNe might have had the hill advantage over there. But anyway, we checked about Ethiopians. Magyars, on the other hand, they're going to get a discount on Scoutland units. So I wouldn't be surprised to see like a double stable or even a triple stable approach over here in the fuel age from KingstoNe, just trying to make it work. Nice. Beautiful. Fortune's coming in now as well for KingstoNe, so that he's going to be able to utilize the skirmishers more effectively, but he's still being prioritizing scouts for the most part. No second stable coming up anytime soon for him, but he's got 4 scouts out. Meanwhile, Ganji's got no scouts, spearmen and archers instead. And KingstoNe's maybe taking a little bit too long to make the play for skirmishers over here. Usually you're going to see the archer range come up right after the stable without taking too long. But this is significantly slower for KingstoNe anyway. And Ganji, well, he's looking good. He's got a strong economy now compared to KingstoNe, for instance. Despite the fact that KingstoNe was the one going for scouts, we're going to see Ganji get ahead in food workers. Which means we could very well end up seeing, you know, a faster uptime for Ganji to the castle age by quite a lot. Beautiful. Yeah, there we go. It's unlikely KingstoNe will be able to breach through, so now he'll have to worry about defending against the archer push from Ganji, and it's unlikely Ganji will be able to do too much, as now the skirmishers are finally getting to good numbers from KingstoNe. And this is just going to transition into the castle age. It's gonna be a pretty standard game. Once we get to the castle age though, you gotta respect the Magyars with Iron Casting coming in for free. Certainly going to be a force to be reckoned with. And ideally I would like to see a second stable come up as well for KingstoNe once he clicks up. He's getting very close. He'll be on his way to the castle age. There we go. He's not completely walled off just yet, so going for a stable is actually going to be kind of helpful for him to try and keep the walls out or get the walls up. Gonna try to go for the stable over here. I would understand if he wanted to go for the stable behind the walls though. But to be fair, it should be pretty predictable, and Ganji's most likely gonna be expecting that. So with the spearman getting the upgrade for pikeman for free, that's gonna be quite handy for Ganji. And he's going for more archers right now to try and make a play for crossbows. He will take a little bit longer though to get enough units out. He's got 2 archer ranges, but only 8 archers right now. He does, however, have a head start to the castle age by quite a lot. Yes, village is there. Yes. So what do we get? Second TC and third TC on the way for Ganji. He's trying to make a play for the latest stages of the game. You know, Ethiopians are going to scale so much better, Magyars. Despite being versatile and having access to fully upgraded tower ballistas, knights, hussars, and even cavalry archers. Better than fully upgraded cavalry archers. They will certainly struggle against Ethiopians. Ethiopians' tower ballistas are going to be deadly, but not only that. Also, siege is going to scale so nicely for Ethiopians. In the Imperial Age, getting access to torsion engines as well makes the Ethiopian siege so much stronger as well. So it'll be very difficult, for instance, for KingstoNe to defend against a halberdier ballista and siege kind of push from Ganji, while his own siege is going to be pretty lackluster. Well, the units he's got are either going to be countered by Ganji's units or not quite as cost effective to go for. So do players get scored based on the amount of games they win? I would imagine so. I'm gonna try and take a look at the Wikipedia page to see if they're actually even tracking games or if it's just the sets. Set wins. Then the tiebreaker is going to be head-to-head. The second tiebreaker is going to be game difference. And then the fourth tiebreaker is going to be additional game if it comes down to a fourth tiebreaker. So it sets head-to-head, game difference, additional game. If the first three aren't sufficient. I love that it's actually additional game as opposed to additional set. So it's not going to be a best of 3. If it comes down to it, it's going to be a single game. That's gotta put the pressure up for sure. Oh, the pressure coming in from KingstoNe, especially assisting to 1 TC. And this I like quite a lot. He's got 3 stables already, which I was kind of advocating for. Ganji, on the other hand, because he's been playing for archers over here, he should be able to defend himself while still going for military, as it's not going to be too cost intensive for him to queue a few archers on top of the villagers. But it's going to get harder and harder as KingstoNe's army grows in numbers as well, because the archers eventually, they are just not going to scale quite as well as the knights. And the moment KingstoNe is able to breach through, if he comes in, then Ganji might be in world of trouble. I haven't even watched any Age content while I was gone, so I'm completely clueless who's qualified, etc. But I assume all the usual suspects are in, since I am not seeing a lot of them this qualifier. Yeah. Most of the players that you would expect to have qualified have already qualified. Of course, you can do exclamation mark RBW and take a look at it there. But this is a great push coming in from KingstoNe as he's managed to breach in. He's coming in with the knights, so with his streaming the units into Ganji's base. He's got chain bar the armor as well, so these knights are quite resilient. Yeah, there we go. Still has a good amount of knights. If he's able to eventually start queuing from all 3 stables as well, that's going to make it so much harder for Ganji to defend himself. However, having gone for the second TC over here indicates the KingstoNe is not thinking of going for full military only. It's going to have some economy going on behind that as well. Let's check. Man, this push is fantastic from KingstoNe. Can he make it work though? Kinda surprised that he has not gone for elite skirmishes yet. I mean, I guess it's just going to be the power play over here. Doesn't really want to spend any resources on anything other than just villager and night production power units. Mangonels. Here you are. Good push. With the DC down already and the archer range going down over here, it's going to have an entryway into Ganji's base once again with the knights. He already lost one of the knights over here. He's trying to get the counter conversion coming in. And he cannot get it! He loses the monk. And takes down the knight with his own army, but here he comes again. More conversions coming up. He's going to come into it though, but gotta be careful with the manas over here. He should be able to take care of those pikemen for sure, but you just gotta keep the units kind of close together. If he's just going forward with the knights, he's going to take too much damage until the manas are able to catch up. Nice. There we go. Yeah, Ganji calls the GG over here. Very nice push from KingstoNe. In the end, he was able to make it work. It seemed like it might not be the case. Like it might not have been the case, but he was able to clutch it up. So that's going to be 1-0 in favor of KingstoNe over here. And Ganji is kind of struggling. After having taken on so many strong players during the first two qualifiers, and being an absolute revelation during the first two qualifiers, Ganji's struggling in the extra one over here. So let's go and take a look at the achievements. This time around, we will play a quick conversion for non-subs, and then we'll jump into game number 2 right away. So what do we get over here? We'll see for military, a much better KD for KingstoNe. It's not particularly close, of course. It doesn't get better than 2-to-1 KD ratio. Meanwhile, we're going to take a look at also the military, the economy stats over here. We'll see that it's about 4,231 extra resources that KingstoNe was able to collect so far. And yeah, this is despite, you know, Ganji kind of playing for the economy himself. We take a look at society over here. You see the Ganji ended up getting a lot of extra villagers after the Castle Age, but he wasn't able to catch up in economy over here because his economy was under so much pressure all the time. Why did this disappear? Player name. All right, there we go. Let's switch the colors once again. We're gonna have KingstoNe in the red and Ganji in the blue, same as we had in the previous game. Ganji played ADM games in Deathmatch World Cup yesterday, and now this qualifier, so much pressure. And they were playing the qualifiers during the weekend as well. So if the Deathmatch World Cup took place live, that certainly made this weekend a pretty active one for the players, for sure. He played 13 games. Damn. That's a lot. I didn't really cover the Deathmatch World Cup. But I'm pretty interesting. What was the result for that one? Spoiler alert for anybody who might be watching YouTube or the VOD and doesn't want to get spoiled. Don't read the chat right now. Actually, you know what? I don't have the chat up on stream, so I'm just going to wait until the message with the result disappears, and then I'm going to bring it back up. Actually, you know what? You just say it. And then I'm going to delete the message and bring the chat up. I'm just pretty curious. All right. Okay. Thank you, Grom. Let's delete this one then. And let's bring the chat up. There we go.
Salve. Salve.
So what do we have over here? For game number 2, Ganji's playing Khmer, KingstoNe's playing with Byzantine. So far we haven't really gotten much action at all. Just one fire galley coming out from KingstoNe as soon as he gets the dock up. And it doesn't seem like Ganji is going to try to go for a dock himself, so yeah, both players will just play for the Castle Age, with the difference that KingstoNe is going to play for some economy over here in the Field Age still as well, as we see the fishing ships coming out. Let's check.
Impero.
Beautiful. Hey, Chef. How's it going?
But
Welcome. Hope everything's going alright for you.
no bombrania.
Yeah, and the Castle Age is on the way for both players. It's pretty uneventful so far. And it's going to remain the case until Ganji gets to the Castle Age and decides to start putting some pressure, which I'm hoping he'll be able to do, because if it's just going to come down to KingstoNe booming out of his mind and Ganji just waiting, it's not going to spell good news for Ganji. We have Byzantines over here. An incredible civilization for late game 1v1s. Wow! I'm Chef! Dude, thank you so much for the support. Holy crap, 5 get the subs and the subscription. Let's go with Prime Gaming as well. Thank you so much for the subscription. That is 24 months, 2 years. Has it been that long since you beat me? Thank you so much for the gifted subs. And welcome everyone getting the gifted subs over here to the club. Steepot 7 to 12. As well as Enternovos. Not really sure, do let me know. Spannerface and Lit Crop Plasm as well. Welcome you guys. Thank you so much for the support, Iron Chef. It's appreciated. Taking the second spot with gifted subs over there in the month. Beautiful. Actually, you're tied for first, actually. Dan and Iron Chef, you're both in 5. Nice. So as the Castle Age gets here, we see the second TC come up for KingstoNe. And he's just playing for economy as expected. And Ganji, he's got some pressure coming up over here, but it's Just a few crossbows, no siege, no nothing over here, and this doesn't seem like it's going to achieve too much. The house has already come out for KingstoNe, so yeah. Now I am fourth. Yeah. Happens. I hear my name, chicken and noodles, popcorn. You just got a sub gifted by Iron Chef. There we go. Nice. You know, for having played for economy for the most part, KingstoNe's actually struggling to get a significant worker lead. He's lost one villager for sure, but you know, despite having 4 fishing ships over here and having 2 TCs already and the 3rd TC on the way, it's not good. Should be at this point in time significantly ahead of worker count. That's not the case. Good defense for KingstoNe on water as well. The fire galleys will take on the archers, no problem. That's not the best defense though. Ganji takes the archers down over there. It's gonna start putting some pressure, but without even scale bar than armor, these knights won't really achieve much, so. I do like it that Ganji at the very least is not really investing too heavily into the push over here. Without scale or chain bar than armor, he cannot really do too much, but with both additional TCs already out from KingstoNe, even with chain bar than armor, that would be extremely expensive for Ganji to get a strong enough army to go forward and get any damage done. So instead we see a 3rd TC come out for Ganji over here. He'll try to keep up with villager production. At the very least should be able to after the 3rd TC comes up. But for the time being, he's still behind a little bit by about 5. KingstoNe needs a demo in the middle, in your opinion? We could see that. He's got it. Yeah. It's all good. Beautiful reaction from KingstoNe. Fantastic. So far, so good. Scale bar than armor is coming up now for Ganji. Nice, he's getting them out. So close. Not gonna say enough over here. That's gonna allow KingstoNe to keep on defending against the crosses just fine. Especially without ballistics, these crosses are unlikely to get any villagers over here as long as KingstoNe's paying attention, so it's all good for the red player. And despite the fact that KingstoNe's managed to get the 3rd TC up, we still retain a 5 villager lead for the red player over here, and KingstoNe's looking good. Pretty good defense. I end up losing a villager though, just gotta be careful. And he is careful, actually very good unit control. Does not losing 1 villager in the end over there. But keeps the mana up and keeps the archers at bay, which is what matters. On the right hand side, oh, the knights are coming in! And KingstoNe realized he was able to get the quick walls up over here just in time. I think he did end up losing a villager behind the TC over there, but yeah. Ganji, well, he ends up getting pushed away. And if he managed to get any villagers over there, it might have been with a knight that he just lost because he does not have any kills with these 2. But regardless though, the game's pretty even right now. You take a look at the score and it's a difference of only about 50 points. As KingstoNe's trying to save the resources to go up to the Imperial Age, it's gonna be there significantly sooner compared to Ganji, and Ganji doesn't really have the resources to go up just yet. However, he's going for a wheelbarrow. And he's saving the resources, saving the food. Should be on his way to the Imperial Age sometime soon, but it's going to be significantly later compared to... That's not a good demo, by the way. What is it doing? Yeah, it's going after the crosses instead. which I like to see, but Ganji's paying attention. Yes. But yeah, Kingstone's actually struggling as he's going for extra fire ships, a mangonel, and extra crossbows. He kind of loses the goal that he had to go up to the Imperial Age, and Ganji is going to beat him to the next stage. Interesting. Man, the plot thickens over here. It seems like Ganji will be able to suppress KingstoNe over here before the extra economy from KingstoNe starts paying off. At the very least, that should be the plan. Ganji should be thinking right now, it should be on his mind, to go forward and put as much pressure as humanly possible as soon as he gets to the Imperial Age. He's not being collected in his stone though, so won't be able to go for trebuchets, and that's gonna be completely out of the question. But he could go for more knights. He could potentially try to get chain barred and armor and amass a good amount of units, so that by the time he is in the Imperial Age, he can go for Cavalier. However, he's going for archer ranges instead. What is this for? Arbalisters? Well, for Chimera they are not the best. KingstoNe's going to have better arbalisters, and he's going to have cheap skirmishers to defend himself with as well, so I'm not really sure what the plan is here for Mr. Ganji. I guess we're going to find out. There we go. Beautiful. 4 siege workshops coming in, which I love to see. He's gotten to 19 crossbows currently. And KingstoNe's been going for the archer play himself. He's got 13 crossbowmen. About 1 minute away from the Imperial Age still though, but should be close enough that he'll be able to defend just fine. Here come the mountains though. This could make or break the push from Ganji as he's coming over here. He's paying attention. He realized about mountains and bails right away. That could have been catastrophic had he not paying attention. Had he not been paying attention over there. But he managed to bring the archers back to safety until they get Bracer at the very least. That's going to make the Magnet play significantly harder to pull off for KingstoNe. Nice. Chemistry's coming up now for Ganji as well, an Arbalister. It's on the way. While KingstoNe's about to finish researching Arbalister himself, and he's already got Embracer. No chemistry, mind you. As a matter of fact, I'm not really sure if he's got a university even. Oh, he does. Right here. Right here. Nice defense over here, or actually nice unit control for Ganji. And KingstoNe's able to defend himself for the most part, so it's good defense and good unit control for KingstoNe and Ganji respectively. And then we see a castle coming up on the right hand side. Water control can be kind of annoying over here, so you know the potential for cannon galleon is going to make this potentially very annoying for Ganji. We'll see. No Onager for the red player either, just magnets over here, which are not sufficient against Arbalisters. Ganji is going for plate bar than armor. Light cover is on the way. Remember, they do get Hussar, fully equipped Hussar, so he can potentially go for it once he gets the resources to go for the upgrade. There we go. He's just gearing up to go for a stronger push as he's got more rams coming out. He's got 4 already and he's got 2 more on the way. Beautiful. The rams come out. Actually, that was 6 and he's going for the 7th and the 8th ram. No siege ram yet, mind you, but cap ram might be enough for him to get a pretty decent trade over here as he's going to soak damage with the rams. It's going to be good. And Kingston's got the mana to potentially get the rams down with as well. Very good unit control as well as KingstoNe keeps the skirmishers forward and then the arbalists are behind alongside the mariners over here, making sure that they are not sniped right away, right? And there we go. These rounds are going down. Straight to the mariners and the skirmishers are being microed over here to get arbalists down one at a time. This is really good unit control. KingstoNe cannot really micro the skirmishers, the mangonels, and the arbalists at the same time, so he just pulls the arbalists away. And it makes sense. He needs the mangonels to keep the castle up. It's better for him to stop microing the arbalists and just keep them safe by keeping them at bay. In the end though, Ganji's ram push over here is insufficient and KingstoNe's defense is fantastic, and it seems like we might be in for the long run over here as this game does not look like it's gonna be over anytime soon. Fantastic. Oh, the quick walls do not connect in time from KingstoNe, so the light cavalry are coming in. 3 seconds and now Hussar upgrade's gonna be there and he's got it. He's gotten the Hussar upgrade, going straight to the back of KingstoNe's economy. Well, KingstoNe's on 200 population. He's about to start dropping quite a lot over here. Ganji will. He's doing a lot of damage with the Hussar. He keeps pushing though, so he's got some momentum still. And the population's about the same for both players right now. Interestingly enough, KingstoNe's still been able to keep a healthy amount of villagers as well. Ganji's getting a little bit of a higher work account right now compared to KingstoNe, but it's not by a huge margin. And also, it's only after having been on the back foot in terms of economy for the majority of the game, so KingstoNe should still be fine, I think. Actually, let's take a look at gather economy time so far. Never mind. Ganji was able to get a higher gather economy time over here compared to KingstoNe by about 4 hours. Beautiful. Now Ganji's finally got into 200 population. KingstoNe's gonna struggle a little bit. Only now getting handcard though. That should allow him to stabilize for economy at the very least a little bit. So we have stables and the siege workshop coming out from Ganji on the right hand side. Meanwhile, KingstoNe instead, he does have a castle on the right hand side, but this does not provide enough vision for him to realize about this, unfortunately. Oh boy, and KingstoNe's villages on the goal are getting pushed away. This is huge. I think this might be the only goal. Actually, it's not the only goal that he's got available, but let's take a look at how many resources are available for each player still. So up in the north, we see 2 tiles of gold over here for Mr. KingstoNe. We see 2 tiles of gold on the back for Mr. KingstoNe as well, and then he's been collecting from the neutral one over here on the right hand side, but he got pushed away from it. Meanwhile, Ganji on the other hand has got 4 tiles on the left hand side, and then he's got 3 tiles down side. He's got only 4 gold miners though, so he's not particularly interested in going for gold units currently. He already has a healthy amount of arbalists, so if he can keep these up, he can just use the Hussars and each or potentially as a raiding unit obviously, so he doesn't need too much in terms of gold. And what he needs, he gets with only those 4 gold miners. So ideally, he wants to prevent KingstoNe from collecting these resources at all, because KingstoNe's, interestingly enough, despite playing Byzantines, has been going for the most gold units. And Ganji, on the other hand, well, he's making a transition into full trash over here for the most part. He will add a little bit of siege here and then, but it's going to be for the most part Hussar production. KingstoNe instead's got heavy camel rider. Chain bar and armor is coming in as well. See trams coming in now as well for Ganji. My opinion, he should send 10 villagers to that for gold as long as he has control, if only to deny it from KingstoNe. Yeah, I would like to see that, but he doesn't really have any villagers over here. I think he might have, you know, he lost the villagers. So he doesn't have anything, and there's a castle over here. He would have to send the villagers all the way from behind. Or from the back, rather. Nice. Genji's doing him a favor if he gets rid of 10 of KingstoNe's villagers. KingstoNe's been losing a bunch of villagers already. And if that's your posture about it, then Ganji's been doing KingstoNe a lot of little favors here and there. Alrighty, and there we go now. Sea trams! Sea trams are a whole different beast. This will be significantly harder. KingstoNe to defend against. Especially with so many arbalests from Ganji, should be able to take care of any meat shield from KingstoNe, namely the camels, of course. These skirmishers are not going to be able to do too much, but we have a bar cannon over here from KingstoNe trying to go after the arbalesters. So far, he's been able to get a very nice shot. A juicy one, getting 5 arbalesters down. Genji's going to respectable bar cannon. Pull the arbalesters back, but here he comes. He's got a train pain coming in with 7 sea trams. Going straight for that castle. Lusting after the fortifications of KingstoNe. And KingstoNe, on the other hand, has done a really good job defending himself. He's able to get all the rams down. All of them, while still keeping the arbalesters alive over here, trying to target Ganji's own arbalesters. And wow! Bar cannon, he was able to get one of the trebuchets down, with the camels able to get another one. And it seems like both these turrets are going down as well. Yes, sir. You can also do exclamation mark brackets to get updated score information from the series that we have cast so far. And we're gonna try and do 3 rounds today and 2 rounds tomorrow. It's going to be a long stream, guys. It's gonna be long streams, actually. So be ready. Yeah, if you don't want to get spoiler, you definitely want to use the brackets command. So maybe let's update the Red Bull Wololo command over here really quickly. A lot of Hussar coming in, arbalesters as well. KingstoNe's military is not looking strong enough. He does have Cannon Galleon though coming out, which is the reason why I said water control could prove problematic for Ganji. Well, the lack of water control could prove problematic for Ganji, because now with Cannon Galleon, yeah, KingstoNe should be able to take the cast down. And the great thing is, he could potentially go for Elite Cannon Galleon, which are going to have extra range. KingstoNe's holding on for the time being. Ganji and KingstoNe are both on a comparable, yeah, population. If KingstoNe had kept control of the right hand side goal, then maybe he would have been able to go for a lead counter Gallon, but right now it's not really going to be possible. And KingstoNe no gold, yes. Ganji still has access to some gold. How much though? He's got about 600 left over there. He's got about 2100 left over here, so that's a lot of gold versus no gold at all. Even if KingstoNe's playing Byzantines, it's going to be very hard to hold on against. Ganji will be able to keep on going for siege, gold units for the next few minutes easily. There we go. It's going down. It's taken forever because of the extra HP the Byzantines provide. Yeah, there you are. Now he's taking the neutral gold, Ganji didn't mind when he had control over it. Yeah, he's starting to collect from it again. I don't think this one's got too much though. How much left is there? 1500. How much gold is left over here? 1600. So it seems like it's going to be about the same for both players in the end. So long as KingstoNe's got control of that gold anyway, but despite the fact that he's in 200 population, he's still kind of on the back foot. He's been defending himself against the raids. He's been reacting in the last 10 minutes or so. And Ganji's been the one putting pressure. So there's a lot of work for Ganji, for KingstoNe rather, to come back into this game still. If he were to anyway. Raids still keep on going. Where's the 5th relic? It seems like it's here. Oh, wait. This is 1. This is 2. He's got 2 already. Well, KingstoNe calls GG over here. Yes. Ganji had some momentum over here, and KingstoNe's been struggling to defend. He's dropped down to 150 or so population. 157 population. But yeah, that's going to give us a full series over here, as we'll jump into game number 3 in a moment. We're going to play a quick commercial for non-subs first. And yeah, we can take a look at what the rest of the relics were if you want to. But yeah, we saw 2 over there. And then the 5th relic. Well, I see only 2 over here on the minimap. So I imagine it was probably being carried over by a monk. Yeah, this monk was carrying the 5th relic. Alright, so let's take a look at the achievements before we jump into the next game. Wait. Hold on. Why is the command not working? Ah, I get it. Sorry. There we go. What do we have? We have very close KD ratio actually for both players. Stronger economy for Ganji, but quite a lot actually. Ended up collecting about 15,000 extra resources. And then for society, we see 145 for KingstoNe versus 141 villager max count over here. Towards the end of the game, though, towards the end of the game was better for Ganji by quite a lot. So we'll jump into game number 3 to see who takes the series over here. There we go. So for game number 3, we'll have to switch colors once again. We're gonna keep Ganji in the blue. We're gonna keep KingstoNe in the red. There we go. Beautiful. Archer range is coming up for KingstoNe right away. Well, with Dravidians, he's able to go for it from the get-go because he gets extra resources, 200 extra wood upon reaching the new age. Because they already begin in the field age over here, they're going to begin with the extra resources. It's very interesting. It has certainly changed the roster of civilizations we have seen compared to the first qualifier before the patch came out. Yeah.
Có gì sai bảo?
Here we go.
என்ன கட்டளை? சரி.
Fantastic. Second archer range is only now coming out for Ganji. And KingstoNe's bringing some villagers into the mix as well. As he's been going for skirmishers only. And Ganji's been going for skirmishers only for the most part. It's got one spearman, but it's been for the most part just skirmishers. Yeah, it makes sense. The villagers over here are actually pretty strong.
Sorry.
Who comes out on top though?
என்ன கட்டளை?
Dạ bẩm có thảo dân.
There we are.
சரி.
Beautiful. 3 villagers down already. 2 villagers actually from Ganji. One skirmisher. An archer over here. 2 archers going down now from KingstoNe. And still the villagers are fighting over. Against the skirmishers, this is huge. The HP pool overall is favoring Ganji, but that can easily change with 1 extra pick over here. We do have 2 additional villagers also for the Bull player, but he's got the weakest skirmisher, so he'll most likely end up losing the skirmishers over here and be fighting with villagers against villagers and skirmishers. So this could be really good for KingstoNe if he can place his cards right. This might be over very, very quickly, actually.
உங்கள் சித்தம் என்ன கட்டளை? உங்கள் சித்தம்.
Here we are. Yeah, KingstoNe's got extra idle TC time, which allows Ganji to keep up with villager count. Otherwise, KingstoNe would be ahead already. Exactly, Turnip. 100% correct. I'm gonna finish my water as I have already my tea at hand, fortunately. Beautiful. Good defense for Ganji, and KingstoNe is not letting go. This is a very hectic game, and I think this might be the most action-packed game that we have seen so far on the stream. There's just a lot going on over there in the tower. Gets deleted. That was pretty darn close though. Now Stable's coming up for KingstoNe. Doesn't seem like he'll be going up to the castle age anytime soon. Neither will Ganji. They'll just keep on going for more and more field pressure. In this case, KingstoNe is putting the pressure and Ganji's playing defensive.
என்ன கட்டளை
We'll see if KingstoNe can get a villager over here or not.
Thảo dân xin chờ lệnh.
So far, the working count is higher for Ganji as KingstoNe's racked up 1 extra minute of idle TC time compared to Mr. Ganji. So yeah, the villager kills aren't really doing much of anything for him. He does, however, have a little bit of a stronger economy because of double bit axe though, while Ganji doesn't really have any eco upgrades yet. Scout comes out. KingstoNe's pressure is going to be a little bit tougher on Ganji as the scout's going to soak damage from the skirmishers. If the skirmishers ignore the scout and just go after the enemy skirmishers, then the scout could potentially take on villagers
Điện hạ có gì sai vậy?
or skirmishers, of course. Yeah, and that is really good actually for KingstoNe. He still retains a good amount of units over here. Unit control is going to be instrumental for him not to lose everything to villagers, but the potential for damage over here is pretty high for the red player, but not anymore. Is it? He's bailing and he's bringing the villager out. Yes, sir. KingstoNe survives over here. Still has a good amount of units, but he's not inside Ganji's base anymore. He's going to try and pop a tower up. Well, Ganji is going to need a defensive tower himself. And he does have the stone to go for it. He does not have the wood yet. Oh, interesting. He utilizes the fact that the skirmisher's range is going to be enough to completely deny the gold over here. And he goes for the tower down south where he'll be able to push the villages away from wood much more effectively than with range units. I actually like this quite a lot. This is really good. And KingstoNe is on his way to the Castle Age. Seems like Mr. Ganji can't catch a break today. So it's looking very strong for game number 3 in the series.
சரி
There we go. Situation has kind of stabilized for the most part. Oh yeah, tower does not come up in the end for KingstoNe. But he will be in the castle age so much sooner as Ganji. He's getting close to having enough resources. Actually, he does have almost enough resources already. It's gonna be pretty difficult for him to keep up when KingstoNe is going to have a significant head start of almost 2 minutes to the castle age. Yeah, a minute and 50 seconds or so. Well, KingstoNe's still behind in terms of the TC working time, or he's got more idle TC time compared to Ganji. Ganji's also been gathering up a little bit more. He's been racking up a little bit of extra idle TC time, so it's kind of the same for both. Do we have on the left?
Dạ vâng,
Ah,
có
some
Thảo dân.
scouts. Oh man, that's a lot of villagers chasing 2 scouts. We have armor elephants coming out. But then in addition to that, we have standard elephants coming out as well. Are you gonna get a doink over here? He's going! He's going! Oh, he could not target the correct villager. Anyway, this is huge. The armor elephant's out. The battle elephant's coming out as well. It's gonna be very hard for Ganji to defend against in the with VLH units, and even though he's gotten to the Castle Age unit, the Castle Age units are taking some time to come out, and he's going for knights only right now. A unit against which KingstoNe's elephant's not going to struggle with. Whoa! Dave, that is a big ass host, my man. A raid, rather. Thank you so much. It's very much appreciated. Welcome, you guys. Welcome, everyone. We're casting Ganji versus KingstoNe over here, as you may be aware of. all the games from the extra qualifier Red Bull Wololo got released at the same time, right? So different casters will choose to go about coverage differently, and I have chosen to do all 15 series. We're gonna try to do 3 rounds today. We already did the entirety of the first round. We are in the middle of the second round. We are going in order, and we're going to go through the first 3 rounds today, and tomorrow we are going to do the 4th and 5th rounds after Valhalla. Just dropping the KingstoNers off here. Thank you. Thanks, Dave, for the raids. Appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I hope you had a great one, man. So I imagine there's a lot of people over here rooting for KingstoNe. But I gotta wonder, do we have anybody rooting for Ganji as well? Always like to see some support for both players. Nice raids coming up. Oh, Ganji's getting a lot more done with a lot less compared to Ganji. Yeah, Ganji ended up pushing the villagers away from the wool line, so actually getting his villagers pushed away from the wool line, so he does have to move over the right hand side. But KingstoNe's pressure is not quite as strong anymore. Not at all. I'm rooting for Ganji and KingstoNe too. So you're rooting for a full set? Well, good news for you, we already have it. I love to see it. That's a scary amount of skirmishers though. I don't care if you have only skirmishers over here. Elite skirmishers in the Castle Age, they are just so strong. When you get Balkan Arrow, when these are properly upgraded, they are as strong as archers. PLH archers in terms of attack. They are not going to attack quite as fast, but they're still going to pack a punch. Especially when you have these numbers, you can easily one-shot villagers. So Ganji's gotta be careful. We'll see the conversion coming up. KingstoNe's monks going to threaten the knight army from Ganji. Yeah, and in the end he gets the conversion over here, but he needs to fall back towards the hill. He's got another monk over there. The conversion's coming in a little bit too late. I think the knights are already on his face, but he still ends up getting the conversion. The armor elephant's coming out to fight right now. That's not gonna be good. He still ends up clearing everything up from Ganji and KingstoNe. He takes game number 3 to get the series with a final score of 2-1. And yeah, despite the armor elephant, he was able to get a better engagement over there. And we're gonna jump into the next set in a moment, but let's update the scores. All right, we need to update the scores. Give me a second. We've been keeping track of all the sets that we've been casting so far, and let's take a look at the achievements before we jump into the next one. What am I doing? Let's take a look at the stats. There we are. We have a better KD for KingstoNe. In the end, it's going to be about 21-20. And this is very interesting because KingstoNe did really well on the second qualifier. He managed to get to the final round. And it was kind of a surprise player or a revelation player for a lot of people. But Ganji had also done extremely well in the first qualifier. And also he did pretty well in the second qualifier too. Of course, he couldn't quite get to the final stage, but he took on much stronger players. However, KingstoNe over here ends up taking on Ganji, and that is very interesting to see because it's not what I would have predicted. For economy, we have a stronger economy for KingstoNe by quite a lot, collecting about 1900 extra resources. And yeah, we'll see a higher villager max count over here. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have checked the Wikipedia page if you didn't want to get spoiled. And that's why we have the spoiler alert whenever you do exclamation mark RBW. But yeah,